The JoLynn Braley Show, Episode 51, How to Give Yourself the Gift of Permanent Weight Loss. Welcome. This is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the Kick-Ass Inner Self Diet, my proven proprietary step-by-step coaching system which ends the struggle in 8 weeks or less. And today's topic is how to give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss. And I want to, before I forget, before I get into that, please note this. You can head on over and get your special JoLynn Braley Show bonus at mypodcastbonus.com. Just wanted to make sure I didn't forget to give you that. When you go to mypodcastbonus.com, what you'll find is you will find that you can grab my free 5-day e-course there. And what it will teach you is it'll help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good, help you discover what you can do about it if you really want to put an end to the struggle. And it will also help you answer the question, is your mindset fit or fat? And that is a very, very important question if you want to achieve permanent weight loss, which ties in perfectly with today's topic of how to give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss. All right, glad I didn't forget to share mypodcastbonus.com with you. And now, today's topic of how to give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss. This topic was inspired by one of the awesome, very, very inspiring graduates of the Inner Self Diet, and her name is Julie. And what we're going to do today on today's episode is I'm just going to share with you an interview. It's a public audio interview that I did with Julie, who recently graduated the Inner Self Diet. And I was inspired to share this today and talk about how to give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss, because you'll hear her say towards the end of her interview, she actually says that she feels that being in the Inner Self Diet and doing my proven steps, ending her food and weight struggles, and breaking totally free of the struggle, she feels that transformation is the best gift that she's ever given herself. And I just loved how she said that, and I loved how it sounded, and you'll hear for yourself. She's very, very inspiring. She was very, very, very down and depressed before starting the Inner Self Diet, before she hired me as her permanent weight loss coach, and now she literally gets out of bed each morning and does a happy dance. I mean, gosh, it's just amazing. But you'll hear her yourself today here on the JoLynn Braley Show. And of course, my coaching clients, they come to me because they want to lose weight, obviously. And she's already dropped 8 pounds. She's done it totally struggle-free. And what's really, really important to understand about that is that when you can drop just 1 pound struggle-free, then you can drop 100 pounds struggle-free. And the way you do it is you just do the same thing. You just keep repeating the same thing and the same steps, using your inner self tools, using the tools that enable you to feed your mind before you feed your body every day. You just do the same thing over and over again that you did to release the 1 pound struggle-free, and you add that up 100 times, and then you've dropped 100 pounds. So I'm sharing that with you because I think that there are people who would hear Julie talk about releasing 8 pounds struggle-free, and they would think, well, that's not enough. But that's only the start for her. And she's already dropped 8 pounds struggle-free. If she can do that, she can drop another 8 and another 8 and another 8. And of course, you only want to release as much fat as is healthy for you. If you're only 20 pounds overweight, then you only have 20 pounds of excess physical fat to release. But anyway, let's just listen to Julie. You can hear for yourself. Hear what she has to say about the Inner Self diet. Oh, and before I share this interview with you, how do you give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss? It's so simple. You hire the right coach who has the right system, and the way that you know that it's the right coach and she's got the right system is you look at the results that her coaching clients have gotten before you. It's that simple. The quickest and easiest way to give yourself the gift of permanent weight loss is to get coaching to do it. Why? Because it's fast. How can you see your own blind spots? How can you see a spot in you, a block that's stopping you from losing weight and keeping it off? How can you see it when you're blind to it? How do you see it? You don't, do you? And so the longer you put off getting coaching, the longer you stay in the struggle. And I agree with Julie that the best gift you could ever give yourself, no matter what time of year it is the gift of permanent weight loss, the gift of hiring the right coach who has the proven system, like I do. The proven system that I have been coaching my private coaching clients through since 2009, and it has worked for every person who has done the Inner Self diet, as long as, of course, they have to do the steps. They just follow my instructions, they do the steps, and they end up releasing all of their food and weight battles in 8 weeks or less. That means that when they start the Inner Self diet and they're feeling depressed and they can't stop eating and they can't stop emotional eating, binge eating, night eating, weekend binges, food addictions, food obsessions, all of these problems that stop them from losing weight and keeping it off, those problems are solved and over in 8 weeks or less. And that is the gift of permanent weight loss. You get coaching, you get it done, and that's how you give yourself that. And it's really an act of self-love. It's an act of self-honoring, of self-worth, very, very high self-worth, to acknowledge that you deserve to have your problems fixed, that you deserve to fix the problem that's been stopping you from becoming your best self in your best body so that you can lose weight and keep it off forever. That's how you do it. You get the coaching that you need. So let's go ahead and listen to Julie. All right, listen to her, what she has to say. And instead of listening to me, listen to her. And after we listen to her, I'll give you a couple questions to ask yourself, like I do on every episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, so that you can get more out of today's episode. And then we'll wrap up. So let's just jump in here and take a listen to Julie. I know you're going to get so inspired by her.
Hello, welcome. This is JoLynn Braley. I am the founder of the Inner Self Diet, and I'm very, very, very excited to have Julie on the line with me right now. Julie is one of the graduates of the Inner Self Diet, and she is here to just share a couple things with you who are going to be able to relate to where Julie used to be, and I know that when you hear Julie talk that you would love to be where she is right now. So first of all, let's welcome Julie to the call. Welcome, Julie.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. And just for everybody listening, Julie's calling in from Washington State, and just a couple things that I'd like to give you a background on about Julie so that you can relate to her even better. This lady, she is so inspiring. She has come such a long way. But even before we met, she already had a wonderful career, a very successful career, very, very smart lady, lovely family, but still, and this is what I'd like to hear you say in your words, though, Julie was in a great deal of struggle. So if we could start out with that, could you share with the listeners, what was it like for you with the food, the weight, that whole topic before we ever met? What was that struggle like for you?
It was a daily struggle. It was about fear. I seriously was living in fear of getting old. I'm 50. I was 56 when we started the program. I'm 57 now. Just the fear of life, fear of intimacy, fear of not ever achieving success, fear of being fat for the rest of my life, just fear of everything. And just basically it was a total journey of fear, and I was depressed, and I was eating to comfort myself because I didn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you were 56 when we started, and now you're 57, and happy birthday again. I remember the day that you had your birthday, and I remember you saying that it was the best birthday you'd had in years.
It was. I was so depressed about getting older, especially about jumping into the second half of the 50s, but this program, the new mindset, I have never been more excited about life, and being 57, it's just a number. I feel younger than I felt and better than I felt since, oh my gosh, probably since my teens.
Wow. And that's something new. I don't remember hearing you say that before, that you're feeling better now than you did in your teens.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Well, I think I'm just still a teenager, so that's how I feel. That's how I'm going to act. So.
Yeah. Well, as you already know, I mean, it's all about what you've got going on the inside, and one of the universal laws that we all live under is the inner and the outer always match. And so when you are feeling so much fear and depression and anxiety, perhaps even, I mean, it makes sense that you'd have a body that would match that, as you did in the past.
Seriously, yes. And I not only was I heavy on the scales with the number, but I was heavy just with depression, heavy with overwhelmment, heavy with life. Everything was just overwhelming, and like there was a huge load on my shoulders. So it was heavy in every aspect of my life.
And it's so funny. I have shared this with you so many times. In fact, we were talking a few minutes before we got on this call today, and I don't remember, Julie, what you were like before. I know that you've told me so many times also that you don't remember what you were like. So tell me about that so that everyone can hear about that. What is it like for you today with food and your weight, and what is this about the fact that you can't even remember that old depressed Julie?
Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind is with the tools I've learned from you in this inner self diet, the first thing I noticed right away was the mindless negative self-chatter in my mind was gone. My mind is so peaceful. I wake up excited every morning. I don't even remember what it was like to be in that downward spiral that was just so depressing and so dark. It has just been phenomenal. I wake up every morning, and I get out of bed, and I have a mirror close to my bed, and whether I have on pajamas or not, I do my happy dance. It's just, I am so excited about starting the day, seeing what life has to bring. And, it's all about my attitude and mindset. And people have noticed work is different. Everything has changed because I've changed.
And then what about the fact that you don't remember what it was like before? I mean, that's kind of odd, isn't it?
It was kind of odd, and I've tried to put myself back there, and it's just, I honestly don't remember what it was like to be so depressed or to be eating out of frustration and depression. I don't remember the mindless snacking. I really don't remember who that person was. So I say goodbye to her. She's somewhere way back in the past, and I'm just moving forward. So.
Right. And then what's it like for you specifically with how you eat and exercise today, Julie? Is it true? I keep writing about, hey, you can have struggle-free weight loss. You can really have permanent weight loss. Is all that even true, what I write about and what I talk about? What's your experience with that?
It is so true. And to be honest, I was leery, and I had doubt about that when we started. But there was always a part of me that knew that there was a way to be able to eat healthy, eat what I want, and to not be caught up in what I'm eating, how often I'm exercising. And it truly is struggle-free. I'm amazed. I wake up every day just amazed that I eat what I want when I want. I stop when I'm hungry. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I want a glass of wine, I have a glass of wine. If I want a cookie, I have a cookie. But I'm not overwhelmed, and I'm eating to live. I'm not living to eat.
Mhm. And how much weight have you lost already, Julie?
I've lost a total of, I've released 8 pounds and quite a few inches.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you there. 8 pounds you've released, and then what else were you saying?
A couple inches. I mean, quite a few inches off, all over my body. So it's going away. It's awesome.
So that's another half a pound, just since because you wrote an awesome, wonderful, fantastic written testimonial, and in there you wrote 7.5 pounds. So now you've already released another half a pound.
Exactly. Yay.
Yeah, yay you. And what's most important about this 8 pounds already that you've released, has it really honestly truly been struggle free, and are you happy with that?
Yes, it has been. Yes, there aren't even words to explain how incredible it has been. Totally struggle free. I am so excited. I don't even think about it because the weight isn't even what I'm focused on. I know it's going. I know the rest will go. It's it's mind-blowing how awesome and incredible this journey is. And it's just, there are not words to describe how incredible it is.
Well, that's great. And you know what? It's interesting because I know that there are tell me this about yourself. Were you ever one of those people who was, I got to lose weight right now and I have to lose 10 pounds in 1 week or 5 pounds in a day? I have to have fast fat loss. I've got to lose 30 pounds in 20 days. And it's just, that's, as you know, that's not actually how the human body works, and that can never last anyway. But first of all, were you ever like that? Were you ever looking for diets like that, Julie?
Oh, I had every diet. I bought every diet pill. I had every piece of exercise equipment. I was so that person. I would wake up and go, oh my gosh, I have to fit into this dress by Friday. What am I going to do? So I do the starvation diets. I do the liquid diets. I do the all protein diets. You name it, I've done it. I have the book. I have the recipes, and they would never last. I could lose weight, but then I would always gain it back plus more.
Okay, and the reason I ask that is because there could be someone listening right now who would hear you talking about, oh, this woman here, she's released 8 pounds. What's the big deal, though? Because I want to drop 50 pounds in 10 days. And 8 pounds, what's that? So what would you have to say to somebody listening and they're telling themselves, well, what's the big deal about 8 pounds? And I don't understand why that is such a big deal, and what is this about it being struggle-free? What would you say to them?
My words would be that you have to change your mind. I know the weight will go away, and I know it will go away in its time, and I am no longer focused on the number on the scale. That is just so not my focus anymore. It will go, and I never enjoyed the journey. I guess it goes back to, again, those words we talked about. This journey has been incredible and fun, and I'm excited about it. I'm not stressed about the number on a scale. So to release 8 pounds, to me, those 8 pounds are gone. I never have to see them again. I know they'll never come back. And if a pound or two does come back, I know what to do to be on track and to release them. So I am no longer hung up on a number. It's not even important anymore.
That is very, very powerful, Julie. I'm glad I asked you that question because just like you, I used to be that person also. These things that I say about the person who was in the struggle and who was looking for all the diets, just like you used to be like that, I used to be like that too. And I can imagine someone listening to this right now and then saying, oh, but, well, we already talked about it. And you even said yourself that you were skeptical at first, that you really could have struggle-free weight loss.
I truly was. But I was so desperate for something new, and I didn't want to be on a diet. I mean, I know how to eat healthy. I know how to read food labels. I know what to do, but even doing that was not working. And now I know why, and I have the tools to feed my mind before I feed my body.
Yes, exactly. And it's interesting also that you shared recently on one of our calls about the fact that when we first talked, and just like everyone that I work with, all the wonderful ladies that you were in the group with, and that any of my clients I've worked with, they all start out by having a complimentary weight loss discovery session with me, and which, if anyone listening right now is excited about Julie's results and you're actually serious about doing what she's done, you'd apply for that session at www.discovery-session.com. That's www.discovery-session.com. On that call, I remember, well, actually, I didn't remember this until you told me this recently, but I had shared with you on that call that I had some other folks that were about to graduate and that they were almost done with the Inner Self diet. And recently you told me that when you heard that it was really hard for you to imagine being there. So what would you say about that now, about the person you were before, and you couldn't even imagine having these results like the person that I'm talking to right now is having? Does that make sense?
And yeah, it does. And I actually could not. I remember I believe it was our first call, and you were saying that there was a group that was on call 11, and I remember trying to project myself 11 weeks ahead and thinking, I don't know, I couldn't fathom that these changes could take place in that short of time. I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that I could have the tools and be successful and to be so at peace with myself. I think, again, I am still just amazed how peaceful my mind and my body is. It's just incredible.
And Julie, could you have gotten to where you are today? You've released 8 pounds. You're excited about, well, you've released 8 pounds without struggle. That's what's important there. And you get up each morning, you do your happy dance, you're excited about life, you're looking forward to life instead of where before you were living in fear and afraid of getting older. You are just out and about, and it's so funny because I said this so many times to you that I don't even remember what you were like before. I don't remember what the Julie was like when we first started this journey together. And so what my question is here, all of these transformations that you've had, could you have done this all on your own? Could you have somehow come up with the same process that I did with you in the Inner Self diet that includes all of my tools and the coaching and mentoring that I did with you, the very direct coaching, if at any time, which you really didn't do this, but if you'd had any excuses, then I would have told you that, hey, it sounds like an excuse. Could you have put all of that together, my intuitive, that ingredient that I put in there, all of that? Could you have done this all on your own?
Absolutely not. There is absolutely no way No, I would have tried another diet. I would have succeeded for about 2 weeks, and then I would have been back on the depression train of overeating. And again, why me? Why doesn't it work? Why can't I make this work? So no, this program has been absolutely phenomenal, and I could never have done or released 8 pounds without struggle. It's been incredible. It's been work. There have been some challenges, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed it because I've gotten to know the real me, which has been probably one of the most exciting parts.
Yeah, and you're okay with the real you, aren't you?
I love the real me.
Mhm. I know you do, which is fantastic.
I do.
I know, and
that
is just it's precious. It's just what words can you even give to that? What value can you put on that?
I don't know that you can, because that's the most important. That's probably the most important piece I've learned for this whole journey is that I think I wrote this in one of our exercises, that not only do I like myself, but I've fallen in love with myself. So I honor me. I know who I am, and I am honoring me in all areas of my life, and it's just been so empowering.
Wow. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. And the reason I say that is because it is very important to point out the fact that you did just say you could not have done this alone. And at the same time, though, you did have steps. This is a proven step-by-step system that I mentored you through, the Inner Self Diet, and you did have work to do. If you had not done the steps, use the tools. If you had not done the what I gave you to do, if you had not taken those tools and used them, where would you be right now?
Oh, I'd still be back in depression. I'd still be back. Whoever that old person was, I would be back there. And I also I just want to add too that the group calls were so empowering because you would I learned from the group members as you would coach them or they would bring issues up. It's such a great learning environment. You learn there's such a wealth of information you gain from, not only from your coaching, which is incredible, but again, from the other people that were on the call. It just expands your knowledge base and more tools to use.
Yeah. Is that true then, what I told you in the very beginning, that you transform so much quicker by being in a small, intimate group so that you can hear the other folks' questions, they can hear yours, you hear their transformations, you know that you're not alone, you're hearing these other people saying, wow, this is my biggest success since the last call, I'm actually going to the grocery store without forcing myself to shop for healthy food, it's just what I do now, I can't believe it. You're hearing things like that and also hearing questions and hearing other people's challenges. So is it true what I told you in the beginning, that you do transform so much quicker working in a small, intimate group like that?
You truly do. It's just amazing. You have even more ahas, and oftentimes, and again, I know you always say the way the groups come together is like they were just meant to be because we have so many similarities, and oftentimes the question someone asks or aha they have, it's like, oh yeah, that really will resonate with the other members of the group. So it's very, very powerful, and I'm so excited that yes, it was a wonderful experience.
Good. And just to wrap up here, unless there's anything else really important that you'd like to share with someone who's listening, anything about your biggest transformation you had or anything that's really standing out to you right now that you'd really like the folks to hear?
I think I would like to say no more excuses. It's so easy to live. I think I put this in my written testimony. Just get off that train of depression and denial that's going nowhere. There's just no more excuses. Do it. You can transform. You can have permanent weight loss, struggle-free. You can do it, but it takes action, and that action is deciding, making that decision just to do it. Do it today, and enjoy life. Be excited. 12 weeks from now, you will be a brand new person, and it's amazing and awesome.
And if you had not made that decision for yourself, Julie, where would you be right now? If you had not decided, yes, I've got to do the Inner Self Diet, and there is no tomorrow, because tomorrow, whenever tomorrow comes, it's the today that you told yourself yesterday that you'd finally take action, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. It never gets here. So if you had not made that decision for yourself that I'm doing it, this is it, where would you be right now?
Oh, I would still be wallowing in self-pity and depression and fear and just a whole mindset of negativity and depression. It would be awful. It would be ugly. I would not be excited for the holidays. I would not be excited. It would be dark, a very dark and heavy place, and I'm so glad I'm not there.
Yes, and so am I. And I forgot about that point. The holiday season, too. I mean, this is, right now, as I'm talking to you, I mean, someone could be listening to this. It could be the middle of summer, but right now when we are talking, we are in the biggest holiday season of the year, Christmas time, New Year's time, and for so many people, this is a very, 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 very difficult time. And then when you add overweight problems, overeating, binging, stuffing, using food for comfort, when you add that on top of the already stressful holiday season, there's a lot of people walking around right now who wish that it wasn't the holiday season. And I forgot about that. Do you have anything that you'd like? I forgot about asking you about that. I can't forget that we're in the holiday season, but anything you'd like to share about that, Julie? Because, if you had not done the Inner Self Diet, how would you be feeling right now here in smack dab in the middle of this big holiday season?
I would be stressed. I would be consumed with, oh no, I can't eat that. Oh no, I have to go to a party. Oh no, what am I going to do? Oh, how am I going to sneak that food in my purse and take it home so I can eat it privately without anyone seeing me shoving my face? And now I'm not even stressed. That's not even a focus. I can go to parties. If I want something, I'll have something, but I'm not focused on the food. I'm not focused on the stress. It's just, I'm not even through with my holiday shopping. I think Christmas Eve is 3 days away.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'll get it done. Yeah, it's okay. It's no big deal. I'll get there. It'll get done. And it's just so, that's what I mean. I am so excited about life because it's all struggle-free. Everything has become struggle-free because I've made the choice and I have the tools to deal with it. And it's just, I'm living life and loving it, and it's just incredible. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Just imagine, Julie, you've got 2013 coming up. That's, right now we're talking it's 2012, and looking forward into your life now. Moving forward, you have all of these inner self tools. You know exactly how to maintain your own mindset, which is 90% of the game. That is what is allowing you this struggle-free ease with how you're eating and exercising. That's how you have been able to release the 8 pounds already and the inches and do that without any struggle. So as you're moving forward into the new year and then even beyond, past 2013 into 2014, 15, 16, going on, look at the transformation of you and of your life and your body and your mind. I mean, this is about so much more than weight loss, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's about every aspect of my life. I'm setting goals for myself. I am achieving those goals. I'm working towards. I'm doing things I never thought I would do, or I thought I was too old to do. Oh, it's too late in my life to do that. But it's not. I am just so excited about life, and there's just so much ahead, and age is just a number, so I am not stressed at all. And if I could say one more thing, I used to worry about, I'm too old to lose the weight. Oh, it won't go away, or it's just at my age, it's okay to be fat, and that's so not true. I am my ideal self, and those pounds are going away, and it's just, I am so excited for what's to come, and there's a lot to come.
I have absolutely no doubt where you're going, because there's no reason, there's no struggle. It's like there's no reason not to release any other extra physical fat and have it come off. I mean, it's just not a big deal anymore, right?
Correct. I know that I know that I know that it's there. It's exciting. So
right.
I have no doubt.
Excellent. And just very specifically, to make a final wrap-up here, very, very specifically for that person, and it is more than likely a woman, but it could be a cool man. I've worked with a couple men also. They deserve permanent weight loss too, So there's probably there's a woman listening right now. In fact, I know that there is a woman listening right now who is living in oh my gosh, so much struggle. She's feeling horrible about herself. She's very smart, just like you. She keeps asking herself, why is it that I can be so smart? I've got this successful career. I've got all these wonderful things going for me, but I can't get this food thing under control. I can't stop overeating. I can't stop stuffing myself. I'm so overweight and I can't stand it. I don't feel good in my own skin. And I know these diets don't work, the food diets, the mainstream food diets, because I've done so many of them, and it's been going on for so long, 20, 30, maybe more than 30 years. This lady's been struggling since she was a child, just like you and me, like we used to. And she's listening, and she's still not totally sure that she could really have the results that you have, because she's just so far away from it right now. feeling, so bad about it. What would you say to her, Julie? What exactly would you say to this woman who it would be just like, what it would be like is you talking to the old you? What would you say to her right now?
I was just thinking the exact same thing. I would say, I know exactly where you are, and I can tell you that if you choose to work with JoLynn and do the Inner Self Diet, you will transform. You'll transform your mind. Your body will transform. It's the answer. It's the only answer, and you just need to do it. Step up. Do it. Just don't wait another day. No more excuses. Do it today, because you will be your ideal you in just a matter of weeks. And it's incredible, and you will be so happy. And then you will be here right where I am, and you'll be encouraging someone else to, again, take this awesome journey.
Mm-hmm. It's so exciting. I'm so happy for you, Julie. You are just a lovely, lovely woman, and you were always like that, but it was all covered up underneath all of the weight, the fear, the bad feelings, and not even just the extra physical fat weight, but the emotional weight, the energy weight, all of that heavy, heavy stuff. And now you have allowed that to drop off, and you are as you are. And you're just, you are very, very, very inspiring. You are fun. You have a great energy about yourself, and I just am thrilled with all of your progress. So congratulations.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for everything. Thank you for the Inner Self Diet, for your tools, for your awesome coaching. Thank you. It was the best Christmas present I could ever give myself.
Oh, that is wonderful. And only you could do it for yourself, couldn't you? Nobody else could have stepped up and done this for you. Yep.
Right. It was my best present from me to me.
Yeah, and you deserve it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for being on the call, Julie. And for those of you who are listening right now, to get these results that Julie has gotten, your first step is to fill out an application, and that's for a complimentary call. I will get on this complimentary call with you, help you discover the gap between where you are right now and where you would really like to be, and help you look at that, help you see where you could possibly go if you were to choose to do that for yourself. And where you apply for that complimentary weight loss discovery session is at www.discovery-session.com. That's www.discovery-session.com. Julie, thank you so much for being on the call. Again, I am so inspired by you, and I just congratulate you to bits. You are the one that you got on every call with me, you listened, you took my mentoring and coaching and my instruction, and you did what I told you to do, and you followed through, you took action, and here you are now. And all of the extra physical fat that you release, I know it's coming. You know it's coming. Big deal. It's exciting. Let's get the heck on with our lives, right?
Yes,
or as you would say, and I don't know if you'd want to say it though on the call, and it's okay if you don't. But do you want to
say, get out of my way. Just get out of my way. Yeah, I'm on a journey. Get out of my way. So
exactly, and that's how it should be. That is how it feels when you are in alignment with you, when you are rocking the world of you, and you can only do that for yourself. You can't walk in anyone else's shoes. You can't be anyone else. So, thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for being you, and thank you for allowing me to mentor and coach you. It's being with people like you that make me continue to help others and go on to help others, because it's really, really exciting. So thanks so much for being on the call. You're welcome. And Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. What else do people celebrate at this time of year? Whatever. Happy holidays. Have a great time, and go forth and have a wonderful, exciting life, and because you know how.
I can. Thank you, JoLynn.
Thank you, Julie.
It's time for a short commercial break here on the JoLynn Braley Show, and today's sponsor of the JoLynn Braley Show is mypodcastbonus.com. Yes, mypodcastbonus.com. www.mypodcastbonus.com is today's sponsor of the JoLynn Braley Show, and that is where you can go to grab my free 5-day e-course, which will help you answer the question, is your mindset fit or fat? FAT, fear attracting thoughts. It will help you answer the question if your mindset is fit or fat, help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good, and also share with you the next step if you want to do something about it. And you can get that at mypodcastbonus.com. Okay, wasn't that amazing? If you're not inspired listening to Julie, then what is going on? I'm inspired after listening to Julie, and I coached her. I mean, to go from a place of feeling so bad and feeling so hopeless about her weight and feeling like she was old and decrepit. I don't think she used the word decrepit, but she was describing how she used to feel, and to go for, and she also said that that she had the belief that, I'm old and so I just have to be fat. And to go from that place to the place of struggle-free freedom, where she's already dropped 8 pounds. It's totally struggle-free. You know that if you can drop 1 pound struggle-free, you can drop 100 pounds struggle-free, because you just rinse and repeat the same process. And what especially inspires me about Julie is how she is so excited about life, and that she's getting up each morning excited to face her day. She's doing a literal happy dance, and I just think it's really cool. I just am so happy for her. And yes, I coached her. Yes, I coached her through my proven system. But just like I said when I was interviewing her, just like I said to her, you got to give Julie credit, because Julie stepped up for herself. She enrolled in the Inner Self Diet. She invested in herself to get the results that she just told you about, the results that she just shared. And she never, ever, ever would have been able to say the things that she just shared if she hadn't done the proven steps, because then she wouldn't have gotten the results. And if she'd never done the Inner Self Diet, you know where she'd be. She'd still be feeling depressed. She'd still be stuck. She'd be feeling bad about getting older, and she'd still be believing that she just had to be fat because she was older. And that's not true, right? Those are just beliefs. And if you have any of those thoughts about yourself, any kind of beliefs like that, you can also transform just like she did. But you have to, it's not enough just to wish and hope and pray. You actually have to do it. And actually, she said that too. She said, you got to drop the excuses. You got to drop the excuses. You need to just get the coaching you need and get on with it. And she's got the attitude now where she's just, okay, get out of my way. I'm moving forward, and I've got things to do. I've got places to go, and she's moving towards her ideal body step by step by step by step. So let's get to your questions. Okay, grab pen and paper. I highly recommend that you write down each question that I give you here on today's episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, that you write it down pen on paper, write the question down, and then write down your answer. Why? Why do I suggest this to you so strongly, and why do I say this in every episode? Because there's a connection that occurs between the head, the hand, and the heart when you write pen on paper, and you don't get that connection when you don't write pen on paper. You definitely don't get that connection if you type on a keyboard, and there's no way you get that connection by only listening to this podcast. Tony Robbins says it best. He says you will never learn by listening alone. You've got to get out the pen and paper. And then, of course, you've got to take action daily with proven action steps. And that's what Julie did, and that's how she got the results that she shared with you. All right, so the first question is, what is your biggest aha that you got from listening to Julie? What is your biggest aha that you got from listening to Julie? And write it down. Write the question down that I just gave you. Write down your answer. Pause this podcast if you need to. This way, you'll get so much more out of this totally free weight loss podcast. Number 2 question. If you could have the results that Julie has gotten, how would you feel? How would you feel? And take it a step further. What if you were living those results right now? If weight loss were struggle-free for you, if you were getting out of bed each morning doing a happy dance, especially if you are Julie's age and you've been feeling bad about your age, okay? How would you feel right now if you were living her results? Weight loss struggle-free, happy about life, doing a happy dance each day, totally in your own power, rocking and rolling, moving forward, the rest of the fat dropping off left and right as you move forward. Of course, fat doesn't drop off overnight, but when you are consistent, like Julie, because you've got the weight loss mindset, because it's struggle-free for you, then as you keep moving forward, you keep releasing the excess fat. It's just how it works with the body. How would you feel if you had her results right now? Okay, number 3 question. What is your proven step-by-step system to get the results that Julie has? What is your proven step-by-step system to get her results? And make sure that your proven step-by-step system, it's got to be 90% mindset, 90% inner self work. Why? Because that's where the real problem is, okay? If you would just follow the healthy eating plan of your choice, whatever it is that's worked for you in the past, or whatever it is that you believe would work for you now, maybe you know you have a friend who did, I don't know, let's say Weight Watchers, which I don't advocate Weight Watchers. The only thing I advocate is eating clean, getting off of all processed foods. That's what I advocate. But there are people who really like Weight Watchers and it works for them. So let's say that you've done that before, it worked for you, but you never got the right mindset, you never healed the root of your emotional eating, your food addictions, your self-sabotage, your negative inner voices, whatever it is that always ends up taking you off course, you've never fixed those problems. So the point is that when you're writing down the answer to this third question, what is your proven step-by-step system to get Julie's struggle-free weight loss results, you've got to make sure that 90% of the solution is healing the root of the problem. It's addressing what's going on inside of you. Because in order to get struggle-free weight loss, you've got to be working in alignment with universal laws, and one of the laws of the universe that all of us live under is the inner and the outer always match. So if you're fat on the inside, your body has to be fat on the outside. And the fat on the inside, remember that's FAT, fear attracting thoughts, all of that stuff that drives you to overeat, your self-doubts, your low self-esteem, low self-confidence, a fat self-image, literally. It's actually a picture or a movie in your brain. All of these things need to be in alignment with the fit, healthy, strong, sexy body you want if you want weight loss to last and you want it to be struggle-free. Number 4 question, who is my coach? Who is my coach? Who is your coach? You're writing down the question for yourself. Who is my coach? And write down the name of that person. And is that person, do they have a proven accountability system? And how do you know that their step-by-step system for permanent weight loss works? How do you know what are the results? What are the results that all of their clients have gotten before you? What are their results? All right. That's the only thing to look at when you are hiring a coach. So on this fourth question, if your answer to that is you don't have a coach, well, you need to get a coach if you want to get this problem solved as fast as possible. Why? What tells you that you need a coach? Because how are you going to do this if you don't have a coach? How are you going to see your own blind spots? How are you going to get yourself out of the pickle that you're in? How are you going to get this done in 8 weeks or less? Julie, you heard her talk about 12 weeks. That's because what I do with my coaching clients is I'm very thorough and I give them extra coaching after the 8 weeks. But every client I've worked with since I started doing this in 2009, they are struggle free with food and their weight in 8 weeks or less. And then the coaching that I do with them beyond that, that's just icing on the cake. So make sure that you're working with a permanent weight loss coach who is getting the results for her clients that are the same results that you want. Number 5 question, if in number 4 you answered that you don't have a coach, number 5 question is why not? Why not? And write down all of your excuses, all of your negative thoughts that are stopping you from investing in yourself and getting professional coaching. Why would a person want to hold themselves in struggle when they don't have to struggle? What are your negative beliefs? Do you have the belief that you should be able to figure it out all on your own? Well, you can keep going that route, but the way that you know what results you're going to get up ahead of you is by looking at the results that you've gotten in your past. Look behind you and all of the years that you've spent trying to figure this out on your own. What is different now so that you know that you can end this problem in the next 8 weeks or less all on your own? What has changed? What's different? And these questions are not meant to be an opportunity for you to say to yourself that you're stupid or anything like that. That's not what this is about at all. For all I know, maybe you've never even heard of coaching before. You didn't know that you could end all of your problems so fast with food and your weight. But now that you do know, right? Now that you have this knowledge, why would you hold yourself back when you don't have to? Why would you hold yourself in the same patterns and the same struggles when you don't have to do that anymore, when you know that there's a solution? So write down all of the thoughts and all of the negative thoughts that you have that are stopping you from getting the coaching that you need so that you can solve this problem very, very quickly. And then get on with your life. Get on with your life living struggle-free with food and your weight so that you can drop the fat and keep it off forever. All right? And when you write down all of these negative thoughts that are stopping you, then really take a look at them. What is it that you're more committed to? Are you more committed to staying in the struggle and being right about being in struggle? Or would it be a better solution for you to make a different decision and make a commitment to getting struggle-free weight loss and getting it done, getting the coaching you need so you can get out of this problem so that you can rock the world of you, so that you can rock on with your life and live in your ideal body and feel absolutely fantastic about yourself, feel fantastic about your body, feel great naked, be happy about getting up in the morning and doing a happy dance, looking forward to each day instead of dreading it, being excited about putting on your pants or your skirt or whatever you're wearing, being excited about being able to wear the smaller size clothes and all the cute outfits that you'd love to wear, and especially being done with the drama, being done with the struggle, because it's really irritating, isn't it, to want to lose weight, but you can't stop overeating and you can't stop sabotaging yourself. Isn't it irritating to know what you need to do and know that you're really smart. It's not that you don't know what you need to do. You know how to eat healthy, you know how to exercise, just like Julie did before the inner self diet, but you're blocked. You're not doing it, you're not following through, you don't know why. And the longer you just stay in that and try to figure these things out on your own, how many more years are you going to struggle? Because, and this is something you might not be aware of, I guarantee you that you cannot solve this problem with analyzing or with your intelligent mind. And that's why my coaching clients, they're really smart, they're successful professionally, but that shows you right there, that gives you proof that this problem is not a problem of intelligence. Because if it were, you wouldn't have the problem, would you? And you certainly wouldn't still be on this podcast listening to my voice. You'd be out there doing something else, having fun in your life, and living in your ideal body if your intelligent mind could solve this problem. Does that make sense? All right, so how do you get a shout out from me on the JoLynn Braley Show? It's really simple. Go to thejolynnbraleyshow.com, click like to like the show's Facebook page, and you'll get a shout out on an upcoming episode with your first name. It's really, really simple. And it's fun. And then you can stay updated on things by being a part of the show's Facebook page. It's free, obviously. And also on the show's Facebook page, we put out posts of the other podcast episodes. Probably most of them you haven't heard before, and you might not be aware that they're even available, and then you'll be able to get those other podcasts and click through to listen to them right away and get more inspiration, learn more, right? It's all free. I have a request for you before we wrap up today's podcast. Please, would you give us a tip in our tip jar? Yeah, give the JoLynn Braley Show a tip in our tip jar. And guess what? It's free. You don't even have to put real bills in the tip jar. Here's how you do it. All right? Go to iTunes. And if you don't have an iTunes account, it's free to sign up for one. Go to iTunes. Search for the JoLynn Braley Show in iTunes. Go to the JoLynn Braley Show's iTunes page. Rate the show. I think it's a 5-star show, but rate us the way that you believe this show is. Look at the paradigm shifts that you're getting out of this podcast. Did you ever realize before that weight loss is 90% inner game? You probably, like most people out there who are struggling, who think that all they need is some kind of a new food diet. And unfortunately, that's only 10% of the solution. Obviously, it is important. You've got to live a healthy lifestyle. You've got to be feeding your body healthy foods, getting regular exercise, drinking plenty of water, all of that good stuff. But the reason that you don't do those things is because the 90% of the problem hasn't been solved. So I believe that this podcast is the best one out there on permanent weight loss because I'm sharing the real deets with you, of what's really going on and what you really need to do, the direction to go in if you want to end this problem once and for all. So to give us a tip in our tip jar without even spending any money, just go to iTunes, rate the show, and review it. So give us a star rating and then type in your review, and then tell me, go on the JoLynn Braley Show's Facebook page. Remember, that's at the JoLynnBraleyShow.com. Leave me a comment there and tell me that you rated the show. Thank you so much in advance. And especially, thank you from the people that you will never meet, probably never meet them in person, but they are out there right now. Just imagine another woman or a man, whoever you are that's listening to this. Hey, if you're a cat, then hopefully there's not millions of cats out there struggling with emotional eating and binge eating. But whoever you are listening to this right now, imagine a duplicate of you out there. So whatever your struggles are, I guarantee you that there is not just one other person out there with the same struggles that you have, but there are millions. And when you rate and review the JoLynn Braley Show on iTunes, what you're doing is you're helping those other people out there who are feeling really, really crappy about themselves. You're helping them to find this show. Because the more ratings and reviews that the show gets, the more visible the show will be, and you're helping other people to get this free information and learn that wow, you know what? There's a lot more to this game of weight loss than just another food diet. And then they can hopefully stop beating themselves up so much and just then get the coaching they need, right? Get the help they need so that they can end this problem, just like you can do. So thank you very much for rating and reviewing the show. I know I've said that a few times, but I really appreciate it. All right, to wrap up today, I gave you several questions to ask yourself to help you get the most out of today's podcast episode. If for any reason you did not write down those questions and then write down your answers, then please go back. Please rewind this podcast. Do yourself a favor. Don't be like a lot of people who just listen and then they never get in there with themselves. The purpose of writing the questions down and answering them for yourself is to help yourself. Right? Obviously, you're not helping me. I don't even know who you are. It's an exercise in helping yourself to get the most out of this totally free weight loss podcast. And also make sure that you are subscribed to the show in iTunes so that you get our new weekly episodes as they come out. Maybe we'll do some more episodes where I share more of these interviews. Now, if you want to actually hear more of these interviews right now with real life people I have coached through the Inner Self Diet, and so that you can get inspired by them, the way to do that is to head on over to fearlessfatloss.com/blog, and in the navigation menu at the top, look for testimonials, and there are a couple different testimonial pages, and one of them is strictly all audios, and they're audio interviews with awesome graduates of the Inner Self Diet. You can listen to their audios and get hugely inspired and raise your belief that permanent weight loss really is possible. And then also there's another page that has a whole bunch of written testimonials. There's even videos on fearlessfatloss.com/blog. Videos are in the sidebar. So anyway, you can hear a whole bunch more people than just like you heard Julie today. There's a whole bunch of others that you can listen to, and it would take me a long time to list off all their names. So just go to fearlessfatloss.com/blog, look in the navigation at the top for testimonials, and you'll find your way in there. Just click around. All right, next week's episode. What is next week's episode? It is episode number 52 of the JoLynn Braley Show, and the topic is 3 steps to guarantee an easy 52-pound weight loss over the next 52 weeks. Look at what I said there. The key word is easy. All right? Easy. 3 steps to guarantee an easy 52-pound weight loss over the next 52 weeks. So tune in for that one next week. This is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the amazing Inner Self Diet. I help smart, successful women and a few cool men achieve struggle-free weight loss, permanent weight loss in 8 weeks or less. And I do that by coaching them personally through my proven steps of the Inner Self Diet. And you can grab my free 5-day e-course to learn a little bit more about your mindset, find out, is your mindset fit or fat? You can get that at mypodcastbonus.com. I wish you your best life while living inside of your ideal body.